Your brain is running secret programs right now, and you have absolutely no idea. Psychology researchers have uncovered some genuinely surprising facts about how our minds work, facts that explain why we do things we can't explain. By the end of this video, you'll understand people, including yourself, in a completely new way. Let's start with number 10. Number 10. The mere exposure effect means you like things simply because you've seen them before. Studies by psychologist Robert Zajonc showed that the more you're exposed to something, a song, a face, a brand logo, the more you tend to like it, even if you have no conscious memory of seeing it. This is why advertisers repeat the same ads over and over. They don't need you to remember the ad. They just need your brain to associate their brand with familiarity, and familiarity automatically generates positive feelings. Number 9. You can be influenced by the weather without realizing it. A famous study found that judges gave more lenient sentences on sunny days than on cloudy ones. Waiters received higher tips on sunny days. Job candidates were rated more favorably when the interviewer was in a warm room. Your brain constantly anchors your mood to your environment, and that mood bleeds into every decision you make. Knowing this doesn't make you immune to it, the effect persists even when people are aware of it. Number 8. The Dunning-Kruger effect explains why incompetent people are often the most confident. In 1999, psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger found that people with limited knowledge in a subject consistently overestimate their own competence, while true experts tend to underestimate theirs. The more you learn about something, the more you realize how much you don't know. But beginners don't have enough knowledge to recognize what they're missing. This is why the most confident voice in the room is often the least qualified. Number 7. Your memory is not a recording, it's a reconstruction. Every time you remember something, your brain reconstructs the memory from scratch, using cues and context. And each reconstruction can subtly alter the memory. Studies by psychologist Elizabeth Loftus showed that simply asking questions with misleading details could cause people to remember events that never happened. Eyewitness testimony is notoriously unreliable for exactly this reason. You are not replaying a file. You are rewriting a story every time you remember it. Number 6. The spotlight effect makes you think people notice you far more than they do. Research by Thomas Gilovich found that people significantly overestimate how much others observe and judge them. In one experiment, participants wearing embarrassing t-shirts believed that roughly 50% of people in a room noticed, when in reality it was less than 25%. Everyone is so focused on their own performance in social situations that they have very little mental bandwidth left to scrutinize you. Number 5. Decision fatigue is real and it gets worse throughout the day. Every decision you make, no matter how small, draws on the same pool of mental energy. By evening, your decision-making quality is measurably worse than in the morning. This is why judges make harsher rulings later in the day, why people make worse diet choices at dinner than at breakfast, and why many highly successful people, like Barack Obama, deliberately eliminate trivial choices like what to wear, so they can preserve their decision-making capacity for what actually matters. Number 4. Priming shapes your behavior without you knowing. In a famous experiment, people who unscrambled sentences with words related to old age, like bingo, wrinkle, and Florida, walked significantly slower when leaving the room than those who hadn't. They weren't told to walk slowly. No one suggested anything about age or movement. But the concepts planted in their minds quietly changed their behavior. Priming happens constantly in your daily environment, shaping your mood, your pace, and your choices in ways you never notice. Number 3. People will work harder to avoid a loss than to gain something of equal value. Nobel Prize-winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman called this loss aversion. The pain of losing $50 feels about twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining $50. This is why limited time offer and only 3 left messaging is so effective in marketing. It reframes a purchase as preventing a loss rather than making a gain. And our brains respond to those two framings in dramatically different ways. Number 2. The Ben Franklin effect means asking someone a favor makes them like you more, not less. Counterintuitively, research shows that when you ask someone to do you a small favor, they often end up liking you more afterward. The brain resolves the cognitive dissonance by telling itself, I helped this person, I must like them. Benjamin Franklin wrote about this effect in his autobiography, noting he won over a political rival not by doing him a favor, but by asking him to lend a book. The rival became a lifelong friend. And number 1. You make most of your decisions before you're consciously aware you've made them. Brain imaging studies by neuroscientist Benjamin Libet found that activity in the brain related to a decision begins up to 10 seconds before a person consciously feels they've made a choice. Your unconscious mind is running the show. Free will as we normally imagine it, a conscious, you, making deliberate choices, may be much more limited than we think. You're often the last to know what you've decided. Which of these changed how you see yourself? Let me know in the comments, your answer might surprise you. Subscribe for a new psychology video every single day, and share this with someone who thinks they know how their mind works. I'll see you tomorrow.